the capacity of making film for an international audience. And then here we had, to say, a type of World War II movie where actually there was maybe no heroes, but at least there was no villains either, you know. So actually we had a story where for once, you know, we could reflect on war times, on the relationship in between human beings, spot through the little mirror of a remote cabin in the hillside of Norway. So I thought the story was extremely exotic in a way, and then placed in a, for the rest of the world, quite fantastic landscape. And everybody from the international scene that have watched the movie says, wow, does Norway look like that? And I say, yes, it does, yes.
Cold and freezing.
No, beautiful. And scary.
And scary.
Yeah.
Florian, you play Mr. Horst Schultes. And you met him once, or at least once.
Yeah, once, yeah.
Can you describe him, or what was he like?
He was a real gentleman. So, and he was very kind to me, and he offered me, you know, he said to me, you can ask me everything. So please start to ask me questions, whatever you want. So that was great because he was very open to everything. So he told me a lot about this time, and he was he was a real gentleman and a real, you know, like old-fashioned officer in a way. So, and he had a lot of friends here in Norway, and so it was great to meet someone who's not, you know, kind of old Nazi officer or something like that, but a very kind person. So, and we had a great dinner last year, and he told me a lot about the time, and that helped me very much.
And Lachlan, you play this Davenport.
Davenport,
And how would you describe Davenport as a character?
not dissimilar to Shoppers in some ways, in that they're both, you know, we conceived of Davenport as a sort of dapper British gentleman. And when I met Horst, I was astonished at how well dressed he was. He was extremely well dressed and wore himself like a gentleman. And so Davenport, I suppose, you know, what we have to go on the real man he was based on was that he was well educated, and we saw a clip of him just walking gently just down the road in Norway, and he, you know, he's very tall and bore himself like a gentleman as well. So that's what we have for him. I suppose he was, for me, I wanted him to be slightly superior, or at least think he was slightly superior, but not really mention that, just sort of be it.
You once told me that you copied a teacher from your university.
It's true, it's true.
That's fun to know, to talk about the methods of an actor, just taking a person from your youth, you know, and then copying him now in your professional life.
It's true. Well, I won't mention his name.
Sorry to meet you.
No,
You don't know him anyway.
But he was my teacher at university, and he I won't say too much, but he certainly bore himself like a gentleman.
And for those of you who doesn't know, Mr. Horst Schultes he came to Norway for the first press conference of this movie in March last year. Yeah. And sad to say, he passed away in August. Otherwise, he would be here today together.
We would have been in his 100th year.
Yes. And then I have to ask you, what made you to come to do this Gunnar Smith?
I just thought it would be a great challenge, and just to make a film in Norway, I thought was going to be really exciting to complete kind of change of scenery. I've filmed in Harry Potter for 10 years, same kind of thing. It was just quite refreshing to go on a mountain for 3 weeks and play Smith, who was just this great character. Who's just a real force of angry energy.
Yeah.
Which is really fun to play. And, yeah, it was just a great experience.
And it looks like you had a nice time and had a lot of fun together as well. And then, David, what about you? What made you to come to make this movie?
I thought it was really interesting to get the arm chopped off.
Have you done that before?
I haven't done that before. No, I think, no, of course I watched Petter's film, Erling, and some of his other work as well, and I really enjoyed his films, and I thought it was a great story as well, and also to work in Norway, which is a really beautiful place, and yeah, and also like it's a great cast. It's like really a good bunch of people, and it was yeah, that was like the main thing, I think.
Stig-Henrik, you quite a few weeks together at Grotli last winter. So you would tell a story from the shooting, the most memorable moment.
The weather. The weather conditions changing all the time. Where so many things which is actually working against us because it's so difficult to shoot in the mountains. When it's, of course, all you guys know that, it's so windy, it's changing all the time. And we have like bazookas with a kind of smoke. 4 or 5 guys are in that corner, and all of a sudden the wind changes, and then you have to go on the other side, and the wind machines and everything. So, but I'll say, of course, that the fantastic thing about being shooting in Norway for me is fantastic. I love my country, and to be together with Petter, which is one of the best directors that we have, and also to have this cast. It's to get the. I mean, we are. When we did the film, we all worked so close together. And we were always helping each other out, even though we were off the camera. We're always on the camera, and it's a great bunch of people. I think that's the good. I like that very much, and also the script was fantastic.
And then we can ask the scriptwriter, the writer, what was the goal when you started writing this story?
To show that I do not approve of war, and in a way we used the word that we wanted to show that war is absurd. So we also knew that we had this way to go. Then in the end they had to make friends, and we wanted to show that they changed or they learned something, and we wanted to show that war is absurd. So that was the clear goal: is an anti-war movie, and we wanted to make it very. Maybe a little bit like a theatre play, and I remember when Strunk was shot, the shots were ringing in the mountains. Let's only have one shot, so we have one shot in this movie. That was to show that this is not a normal war movie. It's not Platoon 2 we're making. It's a very low-key war movie.
We kill rabbits.
We kill rabbits. That's how could I forget the rabbit? Yeah.
Anyone wanting to ask a question?
Yes, Petter, you said that this is the film you wanted to make. Would you all agree with that? And what were your favorite scenes?
Me?
Yeah.
The favorite scenes?
Yeah.
I think they come in a very good order. So I like the scenes. I like all of the scenes. Actually, I don't have any favorite scenes, but it was very important for me to add the humor to this stuff, the balance between drama and seriousness, but also the humor, the absurdity of this encounter. They try to maintain their authorities. They are vain people. They dress up in uniforms. I like to sort of portray men in a situation like that. We're quite silly, and so I like all the humor about it. And first of all, sorry to say, I like the movie.
I know you hate it.
But there was one fantastic scene which I praised the writer for doing is the scene where you see the 2 officers each of their uniforms, and then they undress. And beside the uniform, they had the same, type of underwear, and actually prove that here we are, two human beings, in the same type of underwear, and now we have taken off our uniforms and we are here. And it's a scene that probably will look extremely simple in the script, but actually proves that it's masterminds that are behind the script here that allows yourself to tell a strong story in such a little scene.
Presenter dere gjerne når dere stiller spørsmål. Ja.
How do you prepare for the role in this film? Is it Liverpool accent?
It was actually, yeah. It's quite a hard accent, and it wasn't really an accent, but I was really that. I listened to a lot of Beatles and a soap opera called Brookside. Yeah, it was fun doing it. I think the accent kind of suited that kind of spiciness of the character. And, yeah, a lot of times no one really understood what I was saying. Yeah, it was fun.
Ja, neste. Presenter dere gjerne når dere stiller spørsmålene. Ja, hvor du kommer fra?
Fra Radio Rakel, heter Flinke. I got a question for all the actors. Can you relate to the person you're playing in any kind of way?
Of course.
Short?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. To some degree, I've never been a soldier. I think that's well, short answer, yes and no.